What's going on, Geeks and Gamers? This is Ryan with RK Outpost and geeksandgamers.com. And one of the big issues with The Rise of Skywalker, the end of the Palpatine saga, besides the fact that it's part of this Disney sequel trilogy, that no one has any attachment to the characters, all of that stuff that we know about, within the first 5 minutes of this movie, you're kind of thrown off because Emperor Palpatine is back somehow. You don't know why, you don't know how. There was no hinting of this happening before because, let's face it, there was no plan to bring him back before this movie. It was a reactionary thing they had to do because Rian Johnson killed off Snoke, because Lucasfilm has no plan. So then when you see something like this, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker book helps explain how Emperor Palpatine returned. And of course, they're talking about the Rise of Skywalker visual dictionary. And that's infuriating because not only do you have to pay, well, you don't have to pay. Like, I sat here and watched it from the comfort of my own home somehow. I managed to do that. But, you go and you pay to see this movie, and then you have to buy a $25 book to explain the main central part of the plot. It's absolutely insane. But let's see the details that this Rise of Skywalker visual dictionary helps provide. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker left fans with a great many questions. Questions we here at Games Radar Plus tried our hardest to answer. One of those concerned how exactly the Emperor returned after plummeting down the second Death Star to his own demise. A lot of people had questions about that because they never hinted that he could possibly be alive throughout any part of Episode 7 or 8. Palpatine's return is only vaguely alluded to in Episode 9. And in fact, Chris Terrio talked about that. There was an interview where the writer of The Rise of Skywalker, Chris Terrio, said, we had stuff in there. We had planned to talk about, how Emperor Palpatine came back, but we just thought it was off topic, so we didn't include it. Are you kidding me? The entire premise for this movie was off topic to you, Chris Terrio, J.J. Abrams? However, we can surmise that the huge machine the Emperor is attached to keeps him alive, and that he's using dark side powers to, quote, cheat death. Now, thanks to the Star Wars Rise of Skywalker visual dictionary, we have more clues as to how the Sith Lord survived. Remember those mysterious hooded followers? No, not the Knights of Ren, but the other evil Emperor followers, known as the Sith Eternal. Their apparent devotion to the Emperor brought them to Exegol, the Sith planet, where they used, quote, technology and the occult to bring their leader back to life. And when you say, that is all it says in the Rise of Skywalker visual dictionary, that these people, these Sith Eternal on Exegol, they brought Palpatine back to life. They resurrected him somehow. It doesn't even go into any detail other than that, because I think they had no plan to do this. They want to keep it as vague as possible because they know any way they explain it, it's just going to wreck a bunch more lore, a bunch more continuity. Because if they can do it for Palpatine, who can't they bring back to life? And that's one of the big problems with the Star Wars universe right now. If Palpatine can come back, then who can't? If you can bring Rey back to life, like Kylo did at the end of the movie, then who can't come back to life? Even if you die, if you become a Force ghost, you can interact with things, like Luke Skywalker. So what's even the point of being alive if you can just interact with everything when you're dead as a Force ghost? There's so many questions that this sequel trilogy has brought up that are not answerable because it doesn't make any sense. They have wrecked the lore of Star Wars. The visual dictionary explains how they spent decades trying to bring back the Emperor, all while crafting the Final Order's huge fleet of Star Destroyers. These were, the book clarifies, not reused old ships, but brand new Zeiston-class Star Destroyers, manufactured by the, quote, shipwrights, engineers, and slaves held on Exegol. The parts were also smuggled to Exegol, hidden by the power of the Sith Eternal. It makes you question how they were smuggled, like who was doing the smuggling to Exegol when you need a wayfinder to actually get there. That's a question I would probably ask. But also, the fact that these are all new ships. So they constructed 10,000. The visual dictionary tells us there are 10,000 of these Star Destroyers on Exegol. Crewed, each of these Star Destroyers is crewed by 30,000 people. That's 300 million people on this planet in this Sith Eternal. That's an insane amount of people. and all of them died at the end. 300 million people. That's who the Resistance killed at the end. And it says, the crews of these were barely seen in Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, yet the book adds they were mainly the children of the Sith Eternal, born and trained to serve the First Order. These are also the soldiers under red Stormtrooper armor. So all these children of the Sith Eternal were the ones that were murdered by the Resistance. 300 million of them. Somehow, some way, they built these Star Destroyers on this ship. For some reason, they built them in the ground, and then they had to bring them up instead of, the place is hidden. It's not like anyone's going to happen upon it, right? You need a wayfinder to actually be able to get there. So why you need to be so secretive keeping them underground? Your guess is as good as mine, and it's probably better than Pablo Hidalgo and Chris Terrio's, the authors of this visual dictionary. That's about the gist of it. While there's no specific information on what liquid those test tubes were pumping into the Emperor, we have a slightly better idea of how he returned. No doubt, though, we'll find more information out from Lucasfilm as they begin to release more supplementary material about the Emperor's mysterious 30 years. Yeah, no doubt that they will eventually find a way to try to explain in a better way how he came back. And this whole thing, like I said, it's just a joke to begin with. The fact that you say this is off topic, the way he survived. You don't even really explain the visual dictionary, but then you do try to. You try to give more information on how he survived, whether he actually died or whether he was a clone or whatever. We had all these questions. Well, don't worry. If you have questions, just buy this $25 book. More than you paid to go see this garbage trash fire of a movie? Here, buy this book for $25. Then you can understand, almost, what's going on in the movie. It's just insane. And Lucasfilm is just... they have to be reeling after the reaction from this. We all know it's barely creeping. It still is creeping almost to $1 billion. Wouldn't it be funny if the Joker on a $55 million budget makes more money than The Rise of Skywalker? And we already know it's nominated for 11 Oscars, all that stuff, whatever. But the fact is, Joker may end up making more money. We're pretty sure that this money is not going to make as much as Rogue One did before you even adjust it for inflation. What an absolute dumpster fire failure this movie has been for Disney and for Lucasfilm. But that's what's going on. If you buy the Rise of Skywalker Visual Dictionary, you can get kind of explained how Palpatine came back. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you think this practice of letting your movies be explained by books, you think that's a good one? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Also check out my channel, Ryan Kinnell RK Outpost. The link will be in the pinned comment below. Turn your notification bell on, share this video out there. We'll talk to you guys later.
Hey, this is Jay with Geeks and Gamers with a special announcement. Over the past few years, several of us have been trying to complete a home that will house orphans and displaced children in the country of El Salvador. We were hoping that this home would be finished by the time Christmas rolled around in 2019. Unfortunately, we did not meet our goal to complete this home. Partnering with Jeremy and all of us here at Geeks and Gamers and with you, we are setting up a GoFundMe to raise some funds that hopefully will help us get closer to our goal in completing this home. We will use the money to hire professionals to check out the home and also pay for some educational costs for many of the children. This will help with the burden of those raising money, and more money can be put into this home to be completed. Me and several staff members from Geeks and Gamers will be traveling to El Salvador at the end of May that we can bring a significant amount of money to finish this project. We hope that you would want to partner with us in this as well. So please click on the link, read about it, and do the best that you can. Thank you so much.